Yeah, I can't wait for everybody to hear about what she's doing. Oh, and we are live. So, hi, welcome to Hot Topics Live, the show, the podcast. I'm Kia Baker, the host of the Female Veterans Podcast. I created a show called Woman Warrior Stories for the Veterans Channel, and that's live on their website, so you can check it out at theveteranschannel.com. I am also a coach at London Real Academy, and excited about that as always because I get to meet incredible people. And check out my sponsor, gruntstyle.com. Go there and you can get 10% off your order if you use code Baker. That is gruntstyle.com. So if you like freedom and America and guns, I don't know. If you like cool t-shirts with cute logos and stuff on it, they have that there for families, husbands, wives, kids, whatever you're into, working out, fishing, hunting, all of that stuff. Military. I'm prior military. So that's gruntstyle.com. Check it out. And I am here with my beautiful, exceptional co-host, Matilda from Coffee with Matilda. Hello, sweetie.
Hello, Kia. Hello, beautiful audience. How are you guys? How are you, Kia?
I'm good. I'm so excited for our topic today, which is about sustainable living. We're going to find out what Hub Kamal is, if you don't know what that is. And we're going to find
Oh,
out what the fuck is a chrysalis habitat, because we need to know this, I feel like. So stay tuned for that. My friend Diana Llanos is coming on today. If you have not seen Diana before, she has been on quite a few episodes of Hot Topics Live. She's even co-hosted with me as a guest co-host, and you can find her on our YouTube channel, Hot Topics Live, and you can also go on to our Hot Topics Live Facebook page and scroll back through the episodes and you will find her. She sings in some of those episodes at the end.
oh
So,
wow.
yeah, she's an incredible singer too. I love multi-talented people,
Maybe we
Matilda.
should
That's
have
why I hang
her
out with them.
sing again, no?
Well, I don't know. We put her on the spot, but maybe she'll give us a treat. Right?
Now she's not gonna join the show. She's running.
Suddenly I go to click her on and she's gone.
Ah, that will be funny.
No, but seriously, how are you? How are you in Paris? You're still in Paris, right?
Yes, I'm in Paris. I'm excited. Paris is beautiful Christmas time. And yeah, lovely.
Mm.
I'm just wondering where is the sun coming out one day? Because I haven't seen sun since I'm here. It's been a month now, and I'm wondering how
Mm.
can I use my sunglasses? There is no sun for sunglasses. So, yeah, in New York, at least, I mean, it's cold in New York, but at least when it's sun, it's sun. So, yeah, I'm looking for sunlight.
Yeah, it's like that here. It's absolutely like that here in Portland, Oregon. The sun is actually trying to creep out today. It was out the other day. It's actually rainy. And when the rainy season first starts, it's kind of like, ooh, fall, rainy, cozy days in, drinking wine and in front of the fireplace. And then after like a month of it, you're like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Where's my
I don't know how
vitamin
much more I can take of it. I'm like, how can I get to LA?
True.
I need to go. I need to go.
Mhm.
Oh, look, it's one of my favorites. Matilda has a secret talent. Oh, she can dance on the table at the end of the. Ooh.
Sasha, I need to be drunk for that. So we
Well,
need some
stay tuned
wine
for the
and
drunk
some.
episode of Hot Topics Live, where Matilda and I get drunk live on the show and then dance at the end of the hour.
Yes. We need champagne, we need wine, we need a lot of help in this department.
That's the New Year's Eve show. So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that.
Anyway, so well, I think we should bring on Diana because I've got to go. I got a busy life. This time of year is crazy for me. And well, I want to hear what Diana has to say. What do you think, Matilda?
Yes, I'm excited. And she sees sun
Let's
all
do
the
it.
time. So, hello,
Mm.
Diana.
Hello, my love.
Morning. I'm hearing all these secrets.
Everyone, what is your secret here?
You
Mm,
said my secret that I sing. I normally like these
mm.
superpower just came through Brian Rose's course actually, like when I did broadcast yourself, and it was amazing. Uh, I remember singing this song Nemam Komu Taya Kasha Moita Prikasna Grudka vgradiš, to mi te si ta si polesna. Vladi befume, ludi befume, i se sakavme. Večna ljubav, turdo groba si vetu bavme. Neko i rekao, večna ljubav da me javide. Kleta sudba, kako sabja nas ne preseče. To je se samina, pusta tudina, a sad nego prazna kuća mali dečinja. A dečinjata si poraznala, drago vida svojo tatko si posakao.
That's awesome.
You don't have to wait for the next episode or the past episode, but go and see it. I spoiled
So
it.
sad for anyone who tunes in late.
Sikia, we didn't
Anyway,
need it to wait till end of the show. She
I
just
Right.
know.
Thank you
It
for
was a
having me here,
surprise.
Kia. Thank you,
Oh,
girls,
honey.
for inviting me. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to see you again. It's been a minute, so catch me up. What? Well, first, before you do, tell everybody where you are and what time is it. It's a
Okay,
global
I'm in
show.
Mexico City. It's 2:16 in the afternoon right now.
And we know that Matilda is in Paris.
Yes, it's around 9:16 p.m.
And of course, you know that I'm here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest where it's actually not raining at this moment and it is 12:17 p.m. So, like I said, Hot Topics Live is a global show. Our guests are from everywhere. Our audience is from everywhere around the world and we love it that way. Right? We love the global community. So, Diana, catch me up, honey. What have you been up to?
Well, this summer actually I was there in California, which was very good. I think, oh yeah, we had an interview when I was there. Actually, you can go and see the interview of Kia, which is really amazing in my I Induce the Real Estate podcast, Sustainable Living podcast. Now I have another show, a live show, which is called From Maternity to $1 Billion. And
Ooh.
I'm trying to share my process during the business making, the maternity, the motherhood, and right now the DeFi that I'm learning. I got grandfathered in this like amazing chat with a lot of experts in DeFi, and they're teaching me like all their amazing techniques for trading and hodling and all of these things that you probably are in touch with.
You know it.
For me, everything's super new, so I decided to share these with the world because I know there's a lot of people lost, in like, what is this? How do I start? So now I'm just, like trying to go step by step, sharing little by little. Of course, the foundation of everything for me, it's always spirituality. So that's what I'm starting with every program, like a little spiritual practice for the day. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm focusing a lot, of course, in the company, which is like really how do you say it, like, you have to be focused in order for things to happen. And I
Mhm.
know it's going really well right now. We developed these houses. I don't know if I should just start telling you whatever. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I
Okay,
thought.
wait. Before you talk about the houses,
Mhm.
tell me, okay, what is Hub Kamal, so that we can get an understanding of, you built this company, you're a mother, you're a single mother,
Yes, I
you
was.
built you're a CEO,
Yes.
and you have two shows.
Yeah.
First of all, tell me how you're alive. Okay, like, tell me
No,
how
I,
you're
I
doing
am
all of this.
really getting through a healing process of my spine. My whole spine was crooked,
Oh.
because, of course, I tend to stress a lot and be in a perfectionism process all the time, which I really don't recommend. Like, just we have to learn how to flow with life and know that actually things happen in the perfect timing. It's always a continuous present. I don't know if that's the way to say it. Like, it's
Mhm.
always present time,
It's
right?
always the now.
Yeah, and in the now is the moment where we express things, and actually that's the base of Hub Kamal. So I guess that's the vision and mission I had for myself, and that's the mission and vision that I'm sharing with the world. Hub Kamal means lotus flower, and it also, in Arab, it means the perfect love, and of course in English it's kind of like the perfect hub. So it has a lot of meanings, but it all refers to the individual and the complexity of being, right? Like the spiritual being, that everything comes out of ourselves. And the lotus flower, like from the mud, there it comes, like unfolding itself with all this beauty. So that's why we named the company Hub Kamal. And then we made these two brands. One is I Induce the Real Estate. That's why my podcast is called like that. And that brand is holding a little bit because we cannot do everything at the same time. So now we're focusing on the other brand, which is Chrysalis, which is these regenerative hybrid ecosystems that we designed, my team and I, to actually, help help each individual unfold itself. So, what we want to do, like our real vision, why we're doing these products, is to encourage life, which is us, to explore ourselves, explore our talents, and share these talents with humanity, in order to create a more harmonious living for all concerned, right? We think we are the solution, each of us. Like, we have to stop kind of, making each other responsible for things that we can actually find solutions, which is like, sometimes we see all these things like very mystical, but in the end it's something really practical, that we have the capacity of reasoning. So we have the capacity of finding solutions for every problem that's presented to us, and that's the purpose of living. So that's the basis of the whole company. We don't promote products, even though, of course, when you have like such a profound mission and vision, everything aligns. So I was just a dreamer. I was just a mother who was struggling financially, emotionally, and in every way. I was splitting with the father of my son, which was never a harmonious relationship. And I was, all the time, like, breastfeeding my kid in Mexico City. Whoever has been here knows what I'm talking about. Like, you have to be aware. It's like Paris, it's like New York. You cannot just sleep in your car and pretend nothing's going to happen. Like, you have to be aware. You have to know how to take care of yourself. Of course, it's a very expensive city in the way, if you want to live in a mid-high class society, you have to spend a lot of money, like if you were in the States, basically.
Mhm.
So for me, it was really hard. And I was always in the car breastfeeding. And I was dreaming, like, okay, I would love to see. In my mind, they were called like family station villages. That's how I called them. No? And I was imagining like these little cities, or little villages around where I could be whole, where I could find a little bit of party and a room to chill out with my baby, and maybe some organic food, and some crafting, or I could learn how to develop a skill, or like I was wishing for these spaces. And then I went farther, and I was like, oh, and if I could rent a house there, and I was like, okay, Diana, this doesn't even exist, like, stop for me. So anyways, the time passed, and then one day I had the opportunity of traveling again, which is my favorite thing in life, is traveling. I've been traveling since I was 18 till I turned into a mother. So when my child was 6, almost 7 years old, I had the opportunity of going to Berlin. And that was a key moment for me, because I was thinking, okay, I need to make my life more practical. So I decided to leave my house, stay with the less things possible, because I realized every time I was changing house, it was like, like the U-Haul, like a lot of money, bunch of boxes, the baby, and the everything else. So I was like, no, I need to stop this. So I started like just getting rid of everything that I could. And in Berlin, I had the opportunity of living in a very beautiful space, which was a little loft with like the right things, very beautiful things. I didn't have to clean much because it was such a small space. So I was like, wow, this is the perfect life, like you don't have to hire. Here in Mexico, we hire people to make the cleaning because the houses are so big normally. So it's like a cycle where you have to work more to pay somebody to clean your house. And then, like you work also to pay your house your whole life. And it's kind of crazy. So I started like, why is everything like that? So when I came to Mexico, my best friend, which is now my business partner, we are 3 women in this project in the core of the company. And she was like, hey, my father is going to gift me an apartment. What should I look for? And I was like, just look for a loft. That's everything you need. I was like selling the idea already. And she was like, okay, let's look. And in Mexico, that was not like a very popular idea at the time. So we started looking, and we found one in the street of Berlin. That's the name of the street. And we were like, this is a sign, So we went there, and it was like a loft of, I don't know, 14 square meters. And the cheapest one was like 70K. And the most expensive one, the same meters, was like 150K. And we were like, what is this? Like paying 150K for 14 square meters. All the common areas were completely useless. None of the neighbors knew each other. This was just a kind of rental for Airbnb. I don't know if I'm cutting out. Is my reception good? My Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah. Okay. Because I see you a little bit. Okay. So anyways, so I was like, no, you know what? We're not going to spend this money here. We're going to find a land, and we're going to make our own residential. We're going to create this idea, and we're going to gift it to the world, because there's nothing like we thought, even there's co-housing spaces, there's co-living spaces, but there's none that thinks in the whole concept, So that's how we started. The next thing we knew is somebody connected us to this amazing genius couple. They're architects, engineers, geeks. They know everything. They have developed some projects for Zaha Hadid, which is one of the architects I admire the most in my life. They were cooperating in some NASA experiments where they had the chance of proving our technology, and so and so and so and so and so. So I was like, wow, this is perfect. When I told them the idea, we wanted to also, like have all these like kind of spaces, customized areas in the residential in order for us actually to share our talents. And they were like, yeah, totally, we can do that. At that moment, we didn't have like the work from home that we have now with the COVID, which made things way more simpler for me, because before I was explaining all these concepts like, hey guys, we should have everything in home, we should be able to work virtually, we should be able to, like share information in a very fast way, like we do now. Like there's master classes all over, 5-minute masterclass with the most condensed information, and you learn a whole career in 3 months, like but at that time it was like no more, like maybe 6 years ago, this was like nobody understood what I was talking about. They were like, what are you talking about? No, why would we want to be home? Why would we da, 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 da? And I was like, because it's not sustainable. Here in Mexico City, we spend 3 hours in a car just to move to one place or the other and then back. We live in our cars, but what are we doing? It's like we're just consuming because we're like feeling so unsatisfied with everything. So we just need to focus in ourselves, kind of unfold and be happier. And that's the sense that we're gonna expel. That's the aroma that we're gonna leave to the world. When you see a happy person, you just know that person is happy, and you feel it, and you want to be beside that individual, and their gardens are like all with flowers. It's like you want that. That's our nature. So yeah, to make the long story short, we ended up, this couple ended up developing their life project with us too. They put it in service for us, and they were like, okay, we want you to manage this. We're gonna create this, because in the beginning we wanted to do like normal lofts and then create the whole concept, because we didn't want it to be expensive. And but in the end we developed these beautiful chrysalises, which is these hybrid units, which are meant to be a whole ecosystem. We created 11 standardized, that's chrysalis. That's the most small one. That's a 24 square meter loft, which can be connected through tunnels that we created. And it's all done to be, like to make clusters, that regenerative clusters actually, that you can use to customize your life. So in order for you to work, play, live, like learn and farm. All the walls are aquaponic, automated aquaponic systems. So all the fat shades are supposed to be farmable. How do you say that in English? I don't know. What's the word? You can farm in your walls. You're muted, Kia.
Sorry, my kid came home, so I made it quiet. But yeah, that would be, you could do that. So that's amazing. You can farm, you can grow
farm.
Food. So this is sustainable, right?
Yeah, actually it's
On your wall.
Regenerative.
Yeah, which is like the next step from sustainable. It's not that you are just self-sufficient, but you're helping with regenerating the environment, right? And that's for example, the one in the right, that's a community center.
This one.
And that one, the one you were, the one on the left that you were,
whoops,
yeah, that one is a family unit, which is a 4-story loft. And it's supposed to be like the 2 floors in the middle are for a house, like it has the bathrooms, the kitchen, the everything for the house. And then the upper level and the lower level are like private laboratories. So in the observatory, which is the highest one, in the beginning we had this concept of like tree houses, right? We wanted to bring this idea. So these, for example, what we have done is units that you can actually customize, like highly customized, right? But we can do it massively also, which is a very like precious technique that these architects use, which is computational design and parametric systems, which allows you to actually customize massively. And that means, like, for example, the shape of our houses, if you see it, it's an exoskeleton, which means that you can transform the shape of your house. So these houses are meant to be your avatar, right? So, for example, me, I want to make a flower. That one, the one that you showed just now, was designed specifically for us. Um, so I want to the facade before the balcony in the big one, the 4-story one,
Oh, the big one.
the tall one.
Hold on, let me find it. Make it big enough.
Aha, in that one, before the balcony, all that facade can be lifted. So then the shape can be, kind of a flower, which is what I want to do with mine. And then you can be connected to the environment. You can just put glass in the lower level. So that's where you're supposed to be, under the tree, right? So that's a kind of inspirational space for you to create whatever you decide to create. Then if you go up in the core, in the main core, it has a core in the middle. You go to of course, the housing space, and then if you go up, that ceiling is a retractable. Is that a word in English?
Retractable.
Retractable, yeah, ceiling, because I love watching the stars, observing the stars. And then the balcony, so that's where you're up in the tree, in the highest branch of the tree. And then in the balcony, you're like in the first branch of the tree, of course. And that balcony can hold a heavy weight. So it's for us to actually create art, to work outside. If you paint, you just sit down and paint there, like, it's everything thought to actually, like, maximize the customer delight and their talents, basically, like the exploring of our talents. That's a working kind of station. One floor is a loft, then the other one, it's a private laboratory, and it has a terrace. Of course, there you can see like solar panels all over, but this is just demonstrative, because what we are building is a platform where you can go in and you can actually customize your house online. So you can see the price, how it changes, like if you were playing a video game, you will be able to do that with our products. So you can just you will be able to just go online, create your own avatar or your whole cluster depending on what you want, and then just click buy, and you will get your house in your house.
I'm just so impressed by these. You're so cute.
And how much are they, like, average?
That little one, the 24 square meters, which of course can change, because if you're going to be able to customize it, you can make it as large as you want or as tall as you want, depending on your needs. But that one, for example, without the artist intervention, it's like 35K. And the other one with the artist intervention, it's like 50K.
I just love the pictures. You're showing them. It's so cute. I can't even, like, look at this one with the kid. Can you see that? The little kid on the dock. Oh my God. This is so stylish and so innovative that it's super cute. And I love it. And that's affordable. Like, people are really into the tiny house trend, right? And they just give up all of their stuff. They downsize, they buy these tiny houses, and they live like very affordably. And it gives them the ability to travel and to do all these things that they want to do, because everything's just getting more and more expensive. There's supply chain issues, inflation, all of that stuff, right? We're not going to get into, because it's not that kind of show. But
but that's a very important part of it.
Yeah.
Actually, that's why we created everything that you see is well thought, because even the artist intervention, which kind of seems like a little luxury thing, what is our friend saying?
It's a global show, so we don't know. I don't know. Good or bad, it's there because it's happening real time.
Can somebody translate?
If you would like to translate that for us so we can properly comment, we would love it.
Yeah, so everything, even the artist intervention has a purpose, which is your house is more valuable when it's a design house, which normally is very expensive to create a design house. Normally, Versace, like all these people, they can make their own design houses, but it's not really affordable. It's more of a luxury thing. And we wanted to bring this luxury to everybody because we think it's so important. It's therapeutic. It's like not the same to go in a city and then you see like all like gray walls all over, and then if you pass by, the first idea that we had and that we communicated to our architects was like, I want people to pass by and just heal a little bit from seeing these residentials. Like, what is this? Like if you were in a museum, in an art gallery, and can you imagine that you buy a house that helps other beings heal also, just because it looks so beautiful, just because you're sharing, you're giving an example of sustainable or regenerative living. That's a very different idea, even in your own consciousness, because fuck what everybody thinks. What it's important is what's in your consciousness, what you think. If you think that's very, what you're doing, what you're investing your money is very good, and you feel grateful all the time, you will have that back. And that's the real example, that's the real healing that we can actually communicate to other beings. It's like when I go to friends that are actually farming their own food, and they have like their spaces, like super beautiful spaces, I just feel like, thank you. Like I've got an example, and I think that's a lot of like mothering the whole world. Like we need to start like giving these sustainable examples of beings that can take care of themselves, can take responsibility of what we do, of what we create, and not just create because normally we create companies to actually have a flow of cash or whatever. Our houses, we have like a business plan, a business model, where if you buy one of these houses, by just using the house properly, like when you have a course of your Mac, um, you can have a cash flow that will pay you back your house in 1 year and a half. You can earn 3 times what you paid for your house.
Whoa. Wait, how
Yeah.
does that work?
Well, just by using the aquaponics, you can grow your food, start commercializing it. We're gonna create this network. We have a membership program, so we can actually like commercialize and activate the local economy. That's the purpose of I induce, right? It's I induce.
Mm-hmm.
I can induce that peace state of mind to myself. Nobody can do that but myself. you know so yeah, we have very interesting things coming up.
It sounds like it. Matilda, what do you think about what you've heard so far? I'm dying to
Oh,
know.
I'm trying to digest. And also, I'm just wondering, is it only in Mexico City? Where is this?
Well,
Where is
for
this project?
now, no, the idea is we're gonna distribute worldwide. Right now I'm talking to people in Singapore, which is really interested, and actually because of the technology that we use is very easy and simple to actually do it. But because of course it's a very complex process, we have been doing the executive project these last 2 years, which means right now we're about to be we're being ready to sell. But we want to, like we want to start first doing it here in Mexico. Once we have the first production, we're going to start like partnering up with manufacturing facilities all over the world, and start also finding materials that are sustainable, because it's not worth and it's not sustainable to transport. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Sasha. yeah, we don't want to transport things from very far away. Actually, that's one thing that the quarantine, the lockdown helped us, because we started the project before this happened. And then when we were waiting for some parts to come from China to create the machines and everything, we had to find solutions. So we actually did our own machines through open source. And that made us, of course, it took more time, but now we have like an amazing knowledge that we want to transfer also to people, because sometimes we keep depending on other solutions. And yeah, we print part of the houses, and some others we cut them with CNCs, which is these robots that cut.
This is
Yeah, so it's
amazing.
modular houses. You can build them like Lego or Playmobil,
Yeah. This is so incredible to me. All I keep thinking about is like homeless people
Oh,
and like veterans that are homeless. I'm sorry, that's like female veterans. And like all I can envision is like buying land and populating it with these and putting female veterans off the street into them, or homeless people, or how, the United States could use this to help eliminate the homeless problem. I just read an article about housing, like modular housing they built in LA to help with the crisis that they're having there. And this is even just a step up, because like there's aquaponics, there's you can grow food in the walls, like it's sustainable. And that is what sustainable is. It's so important to be able to start to shift into that way of being, because we all are aware of climate change, and we want to slow it down, whether you believe it's man-made or not, and that it just happens. Well, if it just happens, it's still happening, so we need to slow it down so we can live our best life, and our children's children can live our best lives, because it's just awful to go, since I'm not going to be alive, I don't have to deal with it, right? So if we plan now and use things like this Chrysalis habitat, we can start to make these changes that are necessary to slow down the impact of climate change. It's just so beautiful. I just love it so much. That's my
Yeah,
2 cents.
yeah, Matilda, you were gonna say something.
so the first samples, or the real homes, when it's going to be ready?
Okay, right now we're doing the physical renders, which is the small ones, and the scale models, which is like a bigger one. Because we have the kids version, like the Chrysalis for kids, which is like a two by two. That's the way to say it. 2 by 2, and 190 square tall meters, 190 meters tall. And from there we go like the 24 square meters, the 32, the 100, and the 240, right, which is the standardized measures. And so now we're finishing these scale models. Just like these weeks we had to make a little change to the ceiling when we were in the process. And that's why, actually, that's the process. You do them in order to know if you need to change something. So that's what happened, and we created some changes. And with that, we're getting ready also the online system, like everything, to put the platform that I told you. And now we're getting 200K of investment, because with that we're gonna operate the company for 2 years, and we're gonna do the first 5 models. And that's one of them is gonna be exposed in a very important place in Mexico City. This is gonna happen, I think, in the first months of the year, or as soon as we get the money. And this is a laboratory of sustainable living, which is in one of the most centric areas in Mexico City. Everybody that's interested in permaculture, aquaponics, blah blah blah, they go there. And so we have a contract with them where we're gonna make the showroom. We're gonna make a couple of parties where I might be able to invite you girls if
I will
everything.
come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. And the idea of
we're
that
coming for the
showroom,
party.
of course, the idea of that showroom is to start creating workshops and courses of how the know-how how we created Chrysalis, how you can create your own chrysalises. It's advanced architecture. It's also business. We're giving all the know-how, everything that we learned in the process. We're gonna give it uh, to customers, and we want to make a streaming inside, like a streaming studio, so we can actually stream from inside and everything.
I've
That's
seen
amazing.
like there are people who are ready. I feel like they're ready for this concept in like Tulum. Is that what
Mhm. We have
the
a couple of interested people in Tulum. To be honest, my dream is to start in the city, which is the hardest thing because there's no space. But still, there's something in Mexico that we like living in houses. We don't like living in apartments. And creating one of these projects actually helps, like regenerate the environment. So we're trying to get this super expensive land in Coyoacan, which is one of the most beautiful areas in Mexico City. And it's like 11,000 square meters where we want to create the first I-induced node, the hub. Um, and why was I telling this? What did you ask?
So I was thinking like in Tulum, I feel like people are ready for this concept and kind of like they will be more interested I don't know if in the city, the capital city, people are ready to understand the concept, whereas, for example, somewhere in Tulum, people are like that's how they like to live in a way. That's why they're
Yes.
in Tulum in a sense.
No, actually, and with that question and what Sasha is asking, actually, thank you so much. I think that's the biggest challenge. That has been the biggest challenge. But you know how everything is so aligned that even, I mean, I know it's not a good thing, but this lockdown, this whole pandemia thing helped me so much to explain to people why the fuck do we have to do this? It's like, I cannot believe nobody thought about it. It was like I'm saying this to people since like 5 years ago, like, hey, we have to go move in this direction. And then suddenly everything, like, everybody's talking about it. So now it's easier. I think now it the challenge also is just like it's a lot of work. We are like in the basic team, it's like 15 people. Um but of course everything's running with money except the crazy people that created the project. That's me and my business partners. So yeah, getting the money and trusting your team, I think that's the main things that we have to keep, sustaining. And while we do that, everything keeps moving forward because we have a great team.
Actually, my next question was like, how do you get the fundings? Because people have to invest, and it's
Mhm.
an idea. It's a little bit far for, I mean,
Well,
for
because
venture capitals to invest, for example.
yes, because I am uh, more of a dreamer than a businesswoman, I guess. I think that has helped a lot. Everything coming through because I just talk about this with my friends, with my family, with people that knows from business, and they just help. They just help, and they say, "Oh, I have here 50K. Okay, I have here 2,500. I have here ta ta ta," and with that we pay. And then sometimes you ask your team like, "Hey, I have no money. Will you hold on?" "Yes, I will hold on. I will keep moving forward." "Okay, when you have, you pass me money." So that's how we do it, and we keep moving forward. And people that didn't believe in this project, like 3 years ago, we went to this startup. How do you say, like, these people that help startups like actually get funds and everything? They were like, "Oh, your idea is very nice, but it's not even a startup." And now,
Incubators.
incubator, yeah. And now one of these guys actually works with us, and he's impressed. He's like, "Diana, every time, like, I learn more from you." you know. And I think we're innovating also in that way, because sometimes we want to make a business really sustainable, and of course it's really hard when you have to feed a kid, when you have to feed yourself, when you know. But I don't know, everything has just been in the perfect place. As I said, even the lockdown, because we had to come to my parents' house to live, which I hadn't done since I was 18 years old. And we are enjoying such a moment because my kid never had the chance to actually be with them. And that makes everything so much more, how do you say that, like less expensive for me,
Hmm.
so I can invest more in my company. Every cent that I get, I just invested there.
This is
And
beautiful.
yeah, now we have a pitch deck already, where we're gonna start like pitching the project to some friends, and we're gonna get the money. In the beginning, I wanted to create a membership to actually be able to, for more people to have gains from this project, because of course real estate is very abundant. Like, you have very, very good profits from real estate. So the company is going to be valued in $1.7 million in 2 years, just by selling 34 chrysalises, you know.
This is
So
amazing.
yeah, that is something we can actually do very well. You know, the hardest thing was developing the product. Once that we have it developed, it's just selling. So we feel completely capable. But we didn't go move forward with that idea because it's a lot to develop. And if you keep it in the dream, you never, bring it down to manifestation. So you have to just do it simple, and then eventually, as we learn, we can provide more to everybody.
You mean the cost is inexpensive, George?
The,
But yeah, he was saying that it was cheap. Like the cost is inexpensive. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Ah, Sasha has another
Yeah, actually,
question.
this is what I'm thinking too. That's the scary part.
But if a developer wants to use this concept, it could be a problem with the actual urban standards. Klaus Schwab talked a lot about the green transition in his book, The Great Reset. Davos creator, do you have a contact with international think tanks? No, but we have, fortunately, our architects. There was a very big earthquake here in Mexico, in 2017, and this couple that is in our team, they helped doing the new construction laws for Mexico. So we are very in touch to how it works and how we can actually make it happen. Also, with our legal team, we are first, we're gonna first sell the product as, like an, how do you say this in English? Sorry, I have like if it was a furniture that you can live in, um, before creating the biggest ones, which are the houses, because we need to check exactly like every regulation in every place that we go. You know, that's also why we are starting here in Mexico first, and we're going slowly, slowly, like putting the products as much as we can. And fortunately, also, like the whole lockdown again, like all this is turning suddenly into a, 2 years ago there was nobody, and now Amazon's doing like modular houses. Everybody's trying to do modular houses right now. So even the laws, for example, I read some, um, new regulations in Spain that are very, very good for these kind of products. And I think more and more is gonna, come, to help us like actually do it, because also there's something that right now people don't want to sell their land, they want to lease it, which is something that's done in the United States since a long time ago. In Mexico, we were not used to that kind of,
Concept.
yeah, concepts. But right now it's happening, and it's happening a lot, and that allows way more things to happen, because then you can just lease a little part of your land, and then you can easily everybody can bring their own home and just put it there,
Yeah,
and
it's
if
incredible.
you have to leave, they just bring it down, which is our houses. You can just bring them down and take them to Spain if you want. You can just put them in a container and take them somewhere.
Like a
So
yurt.
yeah, kind of. It's harder than a yurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
very durable structure. So, but we created manuals for you to actually put them up and down, and it takes like, I don't know, maybe 4 days.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Because I'm such a history nerd. Those old Sears houses back in the day, the Sears catalog, they used to have houses and you could order one and they would ship you the kit and you just build it. And in Illinois, there's
Exactly.
tons of old houses like that that started as a Sears kit.
I
And that's
mean,
amazing.
yeah, I mean, I hope people, because normally all these furnitures, like IKEA furnitures, sometimes they're not very good quality. Or that's the concept that we have in Mexico when you go by to Home Depot, like some
Sorry, IKEA.
furniture. Yeah, sometimes it's not the best quality. Sometimes it is. IKEA, I like actually.
Mm,
I like IKEA. But what I mean is our houses have like it's high tech houses.
hmm
It's
It
very very
looks like it.
yeah. It's very well designed. So yeah,
I have a
it's
question.
but yeah.
I have a question. You mentioned kids ones. What is the projected cost for those? Because I have a kid and I have space in my yard. Just saying.
Send him
Well,
there.
I'm
we
all in.
we were projecting kind of like 5K or 6K for a small one. Yeah.
Put me on the waiting list. I'm
Yeah,
not
for sure.
kidding.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. We now that all the model scales are being finished, the prices. That's why I'm talking approximately, because I don't want to make any promises, because now we're gonna have the accurate list. But yeah, that's kind of the price.
This is exciting. And I think it's such a beautiful concept and right on time. Like before we started this, and I was like, we're going to get started now. It's a few minutes late, but everything in divine timing because I do what I want. Right. and,
Yeah,
and
that's what.
this is like my motto of life. Okay. That everything in divine timing because I do what I want. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, in my opinion, good or
Yeah,
bad.
and thank you.
Something good will come up from it eventually. And this is amazing. It's sort of like what you've been saying. The pandemic happened, that was bad, but something good came from it eventually, right? And the timing is perfect for what you're doing, and
Yes.
so necessary. And there's a huge collective of people now more than ever that would be interested in owning this and having this. Like, I've been personally thinking, like, okay, how do I want to grow food in my backyard? I have a small yard, but I'm like, I think it's kind of important for me to have an urban garden. So my backyard is undeveloped. I don't have any trees. I don't have it's This was a new kind of a new house. It's only a
Mhm.
few years old. And so I'm like, I get to design my whole backyard. How do I want to do that? I want to have some food growing back there. Everything grows in the Pacific Northwest. We have volcanic soil. So it
Yeah.
grows nicely, right? So I'm like, how do I want to do this? And as you're talking about this, I also wanted to put a modular unit in my, because I like to paint and I want an art studio, right? So I paint messy like Jackson Pollock, right? That's my style. And
Nice.
and I'm a mess. Okay. So I need an art studio. I can't be doing it in my home. So I'm thinking of all of these things. And as you're talking, I'm like, wow, wouldn't that solve a lot of my problems that I'm trying to figure out how to make this happen? I have a small space. I could fit a small unit back there. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, to me, I think it's amazing. And I think a lot of people would feel the same way, because that's why they're buying tiny houses or making container homes. Even if you just have a space on your land, you
Mhm.
just want to put this, and so many possibilities for how they can be used in the future. I think it's just
Mhm.
it's amazing. I'm super excited to hear about it. And they're cute. They're super adorable
Thank you so
Mhm.
much,
And
Kia.
affordable.
and affordable. Thank you, Matilda.
Yeah, and affordable. Yeah, totally. And it's great to have like as you just said, right? Like an extra income. If you put one in your garden, you will eventually like just you can even rent it out, or the things that you produce inside, they just give you a cash flow naturally. So yeah, there's a lot of way of getting one.
I think everyone should get one.
Me too.
That's what I have to say about it. That's what I have to say about it. What do you think, Matilda?
I'm excited, but I'm just worried. I'm thinking when they're gonna start the first house.
The first months of the year, we're planning to, I guess, the first 3 months, and that's when it, but of course I will let you know. But this is like the process we're in right now. Like right now, we're gonna start pitching the project. We're gonna get the investment. As soon as we have the money, we're just gonna start doing the first ones.
And how
So
long takes one to be up and ready?
4 days after you put the how do you call the feet of the chrysalises, which might take, I don't know, maybe the most 1 week. It's very simple because it's just 6 poles that go to the earth. Or if it's in a terrace, it has a different design, if it's up in your terrace. um, but the first ones that we're gonna put are gonna be with the 6 poles to the earth. So that's gonna take like 1 week, and we're gonna record everything. That's why we're gonna do the. Actually, one of the ideas was like, okay, we can actually build festivals like Burning Man, like Boom Festival in Portugal, whatever. Why don't we just build regenerative cities, right? And have fun. And that was actually like in the beginning, actually the party was for that. You got together with your friends to actually like help each other make a living, like build their houses or farm or harvest, or so yeah, it's kind of like that. We want to try to create that as much as possible, because of course with the lockdown and everything, that's also one good thing, that we just need 4 people to build up one of these houses. You don't need a bunch of constructors there, which was very good, because also during the lockdown there was very strict rules here about construction. So yeah, it has a lot of things. As Sasha said, we really thought about everything, and we want to collaborate with anybody who wants to actually like come and has great ideas. Like, please just let us know, be part of the team, like be our consultants, be our friends, be our stakers, be whatever you want to be. We want to get together. Eventually we want to get more architects in the project, because there's so many people we admire out there that are making great things. We just need to finish the first things, and then we can keep moving forward.
Very
Amazing.
nice. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that
you have
is.
the land for the first couple of them.
Sorry?
Do you have the land?
No, we are trying to get. Well, we have a lot of land. I have land in Tulum. There's a lot of people that already want to create clusters in their own lands. We're partnering up with people that have land here in Mexico City, in other places. But the first I-Induce hub, we're trying to get this land that I talked about previously in Coyoacan, which is like this area that I really love. And that's just because I want to live there. It's an area full of artists, intellectuals, super beautiful. That's where it has a lot of history, that place, for Mexico and Mexico City specifically. That's where La Malinche lived, and all these people, right? Diego Rivera, Frida Kahlo. So it has like all these, energetic thing that I love. And and because this project is supposed to be from inside out, right? So we need to create our living and share it. And as much as we do that, we know people's gonna start seeing what we're doing and then asking for more, and that makes also less work. This in Mexico, we have this knowledge about the farming economy, which is you farm to feed your family, and what's left you sell it, because one of the first problems in humanity is that we produce too much. We produce to sell, but in that moment we are not being sustainable. So what we're trying to do is actually like, yeah, first creating our living, giving the example, and whoever wants to join and whoever wants to buy, it's gonna be there. If you buy a house, you said you can extend it. What is the consequences on the price? You're gonna be able to see that online. That's the system that we are actually finishing. I cannot say it right now because um, yeah, I cannot say
Sasha
it right
is
now because it's
thinking
very
about
technical.
running there.
But
Sasha is thinking maybe I should get one and have my
yes,
bedroom there and my private
yes,
place.
I
So
love it.
Matilda doesn't bother me anymore.
Oh,
He's looking for a runaway position.
every man needs a man cave. Every
No,
man
and
needs a place
Yeah.
to be
yes,
alone. It's healthy
yes,
for them.
yes, and us too, us girls. Like
Yes.
we were even there was a friend that's telling us that he wants one for his meetings. He's a movie producer, and he wants one for his meetings and his like reunion with friends, and he wants to put it in his garden. Why only one, Sasha says.
Yeah, I would need
Exactly.
one too. Hello, Sasha. I'm, but listen, all this time that you're talking, one thing is in my question. What about the bathroom, like the toilet situation? How can
Everything
you, how
you
can
can.
you fix something in 4 days and the toilet is on top?
Of course, the more complex you want it, the more days it will take. Um, but everything, like for example, the kids chrysalis, it has like chess tables that come out of the walls, or it has, like we have in Mexico this traditional game which is canicas, which is these little balls of glass that you throw in the floor. We have a system for that. So in the big ones, for example, we have furniture also that can come from the walls, so the pieces of the houses, everything's done for it to be the most simple and practical that you can. And of course, the systems, for example, if you have a community center and then you buy one family pupa, we call them, right? Because it's the chrysalis, like the, how do you say pupa? It's pupa in English,
It is
right?
pupa. It's pupa.
Right.
Mhm.
So the family pupa, if you have one of those and then or two, and then you have the community center, and then you have a bunch of small lofts that you can use for different things, right? Like business reunions or just renting in Airbnb or whatever. You don't need to put in the smaller ones. You don't need to put bathrooms, for example. You can just transfer all the common areas to the community center, for example. And the community center can have like it actually has like spaces for classrooms, the main bathrooms, the main kitchen, so it has everything, and you can decide what you want. Me, I want to live small. I want my little loft kitchen. I want my little loft bathroom. I want no more cleaning in my life. But that's everybody has a different, like, so it will take as much as you want, but everything's very, very, it's made for being practical and simple.
But what if you're
Mhm.
like bougie, which is the opposite of this? So it seems counterintuitive, but you want like the big meeting center one
Right.
to like
No,
live in? I'm
everything is
just
meant to
saying.
optimize your living. Actually, the concept is very bourgeois. Like, actually, that's why the design is like that, right?
Mm.
It's not for a typical, like, yeah, of course it's for people that want to live good. um and certainly we have had a lot of proposals of creating a version, as you said, for homeless, for um there's a lot of problem of how do you say, migrations here
Mhm.
in Mexico, people that are living in camps that
Mm-hmm.
are coming from South America to Mexico. And there was this girl that was like, hey, you know what, we should do this. So we're thinking about that. But right now, the product is actually kind of like fancy. So, and it's made, that's why the aquaponic systems are automated, right? Because it's like, we know we want to live a practical living. We know most of the millennials right now, or the digital nomads, or even the baby boomers, are traveling and just living the life and earning a bunch of money with, through digital media, through, you know, like just working from home. So now we're free to do whatever we want and to, you know, actually like live as we want. So that's what we want. And what we are doing is just like bringing all of that into a practical and very like earthy kind of like manifestation, like make it possible, help make it possible, because what we're looking for is for the human harmony, not yeah, yeah. So I don't know if
That's
I
beautiful.
answered your question.
Well, you answered mine. We can have a toilet and,
Yes.
and a bath, or are there? Is this better for bath or shower? Because baths take up so much, or baths are better than showers, right? Because
Honey, I want a jacuzzi in my observatory so I can watch the stars while
because
I dance in the candlelight, you
right,
know,
okay, I'm
with
coming over
a
for
very
that.
blue sky.
That sounds amazing. Because I just want to have an outdoor shower. Okay, I want to be in nature when I shower, and I will like a jacuzzi that looks at the stars, because that, my friend, sounds amazing.
That's the
Okay.
selling
Totally.
point for Kia.
Showers where
I
you
was
can
already
see
sold. She's
nature.
just putting icing on the cake now. Okay. Trying to figure out how I can raise some funds for this.
Yeah, no, don't worry. We're gonna create strategies for everybody to be able to actually get one, to actually collaborate. We are a multi-stakeholder structure. Our corporation is a very friendly, investment friendly kind of structure, the legal structure of our company here in Mexico. So yeah, everything's prepared for all of us to just join, you know,
Just
and
don't
say,
count on me as a construction to help. Not gonna work.
what?
I'm not coming to help for construction. The rest, I'm good to go.
Yeah, yeah, of course. We thought about that since the beginning, because here in Mexico, there's a lot. Of course, the social, like, how do you say it? Yeah, where I develop, like, people is very kind of fancy, you know? Here in Mexico, people is like, yeah, as I told you, like, we're used to have maids, we're used to have like all these kind of things that, of course, our generations, we got to see our parents suffer a lot from a big recession that happened here in Mexico in the 90s.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of people killing themselves. There was a lot of people having heart attacks. I saw my father like almost have a heart attack because he had to travel from the countryside to Mexico City. So my biggest trauma in life was paying the fucking house, right? And all millennials, I think most of millennials passed through something like that. We saw our parents give their lives to pay a house, and what we're trying to do is like, okay,
The opposite.
let's stop that. You know,
Mhm.
it makes no sense. And it makes no sense that some people's getting rich from real estate, because we actually can nurture a big amount. I'm completely sure the whole humanity could live from real estate return of investment,
Mhm.
because it's so much. And the materials that are used normally in construction are like not even what, you know, it's like the minimum. They use the minimum they can to have the most of the return. And
Girl, let me tell you, they are building like crazy where I live. Like, it used to be woods. Even when I bought this house, there was a huge woods next to my community. It's now houses. Those houses are going up in weeks. And it's
right,
just like, there's 10 houses there now. Like, it's crazy. And so if you're talking, and this is not something that you can grow food in the walls. I'm sorry.
right,
Just like, I'm
right.
emotional about it. It's so
No,
beautiful.
and you can farm a fish. you can farm fish in your aquaponic systems that are filtering your water that's coming in through the walls of your house, right? So that's a very, very different
Mm-hmm.
kind of living, because you're also teaching
Amazing.
your kids. You can teach them coding, you can teach them farming, you can teach them biology, you can, like, you can, it's all about your creativity.
Opens up a new
It's like
world almost.
the child comes home like, oh, what do we have to eat? You're like, honey, just go catch this fish so we can eat something. That's kind of amazing. And
Totally.
bring some salad and from the walls.
And all of it works together to
Yeah,
create an ecosystem
yeah,
that just, that's the beauty of it to me, that it's just sustainable,
yeah,
and it could just change the way so much is done.
yeah, yeah, totally, totally.
Oh, honey, this is amazing. Listen, we are at an hour and 10 minutes already. So we got to wrap up the show. I got to go pick up my teenager from school. So,
Yes.
and let him drive home. But I got to tell you, this has been so incredible. It's been absolutely extraordinary to get to see you and to hear about this project that I feel as passionate about as you. It's just amazing what you're doing, and I'm so glad we got to share it with everybody today. What do you think, Matilda?
Yeah, I mean, it's such an amazing project. And I feel like it's a lot of hard work there that you and your team are putting there. But I'm sure it's gonna be worth it. You're gonna be rewarded a lot with your goodwill, and also a lot
Yes.
of people with finances as well. I think it's an amazing, amazing project.
Yeah, I think that when you serve,
Mm.
because coming from someone who served in the military, when you have that spirit of serving humanity, of serving others, and you can marry that with a really amazing, beautiful concept, it's you're putting so much good out that it has no choice but to bring good back
Mm,
to you, whether that's financial or whatever that means. So I see so many great things for you, Diana, because of this,
exactly.
Wow.
and
Thank
everything
you.
you do, really, because you're such a beautiful soul. But
Oh,
yeah.
thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really need these words. I need to hear them because it's very, very stressful at times.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
imagine.
yeah, but it's an exercise of keep trusting and moving forward, and yeah, like knowing the mission. And I really appreciate that you invited me, because talking about the real vision of all of these like really helps me moving forward.
Beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
I'm super happy for you. I'm super proud of everything you're doing. It's just keep going. And I know that it's not easy to be a CEO. I know this. I know that everyone's looking at you. You have to perform. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, like you said, but just keep focused on that mission and what you can bring to the world, and you're going to be just fine. In those tough moments, just dig deep and remember that you're a gift to the world, and that what you're doing is going to have an incredible impact, right?
Wow.
And we're cheering for you the whole
Thank you
time.
so much. Thank you so much, Kia. Thank you, Matilda, and thank you
You go forward, and
everybody that was
don't
in the
forget.
show. Thank you
Don't
so
forget
much.
inviting us for the party, for the opening. We're coming.
Of
That's right.
course,
We are coming. And we'll
of
see Matilda
course.
dance on the table by the end of the night. Don't worry, Matilda will be
Yes,
Yes.
up there with you,
And
girl.
we need
everybody that
champagne
that's
for
listening
them.
the program, everybody that's has been listening, please leave us your mail, your name, and we will surely invite you to this party too.
Okay, so
Very
go
nice.
follow Diana on Instagram. Right there. I Induce the Real Estate. Follow her there. And she does have a podcast, by the way. Okay. And you can listen to that as well and can learn more about sustainable living and all of these amazing, incredible things that she's doing, and her live show, her new show too. Now, tell us one more time about the new show.
The Maternity to $1 billion is called, and
Yes.
basically it's like I'm starting to share everything, all my knowledge. Right now it's just in Spanish, but it's going to be the second season of I Induce the Real Estate Sustainable Living podcast. So you can just wait for it, and I just have some interviews that I haven't released because so much work. So I'm gonna release these interviews and then start the second season, and you're gonna be able to hear a little bit of what I'm sharing there.
You said maternity to billions.
Yes, from maternity to $1 billion.
Oh, from maternity to $1 billion. And that's
Right.
a lot. Is that live?
That's a live show every Monday, 11 a.m. Mexico City time. Yeah, Central Standard
Oh,
Time.
that's amazing. I love that. I'm going to put it up on the screen so
Thank
everyone
you so
can
much.
see so that they can remember. And go check out that live show for you and support that. Especially us mamas out there trying to make that money, trying to be on our hustle and create a better future for ourselves and our little ones, and create that generational wealth. So I'm loving that. I will definitely check it out and support that for you. And I thank you so much for coming and being a guest today. Um, Hope everyone checks out your podcast. You can hear it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. Stay tuned for more episodes. And thank you so much for coming on today, honey.
Thank you so much, girls. Thank you.
I will
Ciao.
put you in the green room. If you have time to wait, I'll say a very quick, proper goodbye. If not, I totally understand. And I will catch up with you very soon. I promise.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You are so loved.
That
Oh,
was
Matilda.
awesome,
Yeah,
Kia.
right? What a wonderful show today to learn all about the Chrysalis Habitats and to understand more about sustainable living and what Hub Kamal is and why it was created, and just to spend time in Diana's beautiful energy, period.
Exactly. I'm very excited, and as I see, Sasha is very excited for his man cave. And I need to have a woman cave, I guess. I shouldn't
She
be in
shed.
here. Yes.
It's good for married couples to be able to spend time together quietly, apart, and also to have all sorts of fun together. It's good.
Mhm.
And, I have been obsessed with Dr. John Gray since I was 18 years old. I don't know if a lot of people know who that is, but you can find out about him on YouTube. Anyways, he wrote these books called Women Are from Venus, Men Are from Mars, and
Mhm.
tons of books. He's written like 30 books or something like that. And they're incredible. And his latest book, I think, is Beyond Mars and Venus. And he talks about the biology of men and women with testosterone and estrogen, especially as we're getting older, and how we can naturally affect those hormones in each other. And so I think when you're married, it's really important to understand that guys need to have that space because they get too much estrogen from from being, because all that love energy that us girls pour onto them, it makes their hormones go out of balance, so they have to go away and they have to go hang with the guys, or they have to go. It's actually better for your relationship to let them go do their thing sometimes and not just try to control, like, oh, why is he not with me? He needs to be with me. No, let him go. Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
It's better for both of you ultimately. I'm just saying. It's science, according to Dr. John Gray. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. So,
So, Sasha, you're free to have your man cave. Get
see? And
prepared.
he does love the project. Look at that. It is an impressive
Yes.
project. I agree with you, Sasha. And you are very smart. So if you think so, I know I'm right too. I love Lego. Me too. You know how much I have two boys, Sasha. You know how many times that I spend building Legos with my sons, and I secretly absolutely love it. And probably the smartest thing that Lego ever did was bring out a line for girls, because that was a slept on market for a really long time. So yeah, let's build. I'm with you, Sasha. Let's have a meeting next week about our city that we're going to build. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate you. Tune into Coffee with Matilda. You can listen to that anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can also catch her other show, Podcasters Unleashed, on Mondays, and you can listen to that anywhere you listen to podcasts too, right, Matilda?
Yes. Every Monday, we have a heated discussion about different topics. Actually, last week we talked about cryptocurrency.
I missed
Because
it.
I'm taking the class, I'm getting the expertise.
Yes, you are, girl.
So
Yes,
I
you
can
are.
share my knowledge a little bit. But fascinating topics we talk sometimes, and it's interesting. So if you guys like heated topics, join us each Monday, 7 p.m. London time.
Absolutely. Check it out. And I keep missing them because Mondays is my crazy day, but I actually love that show. So, what I'm going to start doing is catching the podcast version because I can listen to it in my car or anywhere, just like you can listen to this show in your car or anywhere if you prefer podcasts, or you can watch us live every Thursday. So, I will. Thank you, Sasha. I told you he was smart. So, George, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks,
It's
Rose.
always a pleasure to see you and connect with your energy and your support. I subscribe to your YouTube channel. Did you see that? So, anyway, with that, we're going to wrap it up. We love you guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to set your notifications. And if you want, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on all these places on Instagram and see what I'm up to and what I'm doing and all of that good stuff. And I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week with a very special episode. See you then.